What's up, everybody? How y'all doing? Tonight on the Big Homies Breakdown, we got a pretty powerful conversation lined up for y'all. Sitting down with us tonight is Eric Wangen, a ball python breeder who's proving that passion and dedication can overcome just about anything life throws at you. Eric is a blind breeder and he's working with ball pythons. And tonight we're going to talk about his journey in the reptile industry and how he works with his animals and what it really takes to stay committed to this hobby and this community, no matter the obstacles. So, before we get rolling, make sure you hit that like button, share the stream, and subscribe to the Big Homies channel if you really enjoy conversations about reptiles, breeding projects, and the people who keep all this community moving forward. Here on the Big Homies Breakdown, we're all about highlighting hardworking breeders, learning from each other, and giving a platform to voices in the reptile world that deserve to be heard. So, without further ado, let's bring him in. Eric Wangen, thank you for being here tonight, sir. How are you?
I'm good. Glad to be here.
Glad to have you, man. So, tell us a little bit about yourselves, man, so the viewers here can kind of get an idea for you. Also, everybody, Mike will be here in just a minute.
Well, we're located in central Minnesota, Hutchinson, Minnesota to be exact, about 55, 60 miles west of the Twin Cities. Um, we first got into ball pythons in 2019 when my wife started her career at a retail pet store. And she was there 2 or 3 months, and they had a ball python, um, and we decided to give it a try. And a month or two later, we were at a reptile show, Cold Blooded Expo in the Twin Cities, and my wife brought home an albino female ball python. And over the last 6 or 7 years, we've gotten to the point we are now where we've got a dedicated reptile room with 70 snakes.
Yeah, I
And
just saw your list, bro, and wow. I had to look at it twice.
yeah, we vended a few local shows, mixed results with that. We've produced two healthy clutches. And then last year we had some setbacks, some incubation issues, and um, did not have any surviving hatchlings from
That
last
sucks.
year. But this year we just started pairing again, and we paired about a dozen females. So we'll see what the odds are. If they all go, we're going to be in trouble. I'm going to have to buy another hatchling rack and some smaller tubs. Um, but I mean, we've been trying, like with that albino female, which was the second ball python we ever got. She's been breeding size for several years, and we've been trying with her, and it's just not happening. Um, so yeah, we'll see what we get. Um,
Hey, Eric, we've already got a question in the chat for you from
okay.
Jocelyn Bolas 4727. What is life teaching you right now?
Uh, I really don't know how to answer that.
That's a tough one, man, especially when you're on the spot, right?
Yeah, I mean, you just have to figure it out as you go.
Right. Yep. I think every day is a new day for something new to learn, in that whole story of life, right? Yeah. So how long did you say you've been breeding these animals for now, sir?
So we
There's two
produced our
seasons, sir?
first clutch, I think, in 2023.
Okay.
That the first pairing was a Firefly male and a Fire Pinstripe Mojave female, and the odds were not in our favor.
Would you
We
get a
got
whole bunch of
one.
white snakes?
Nope. We got no super fires, which we kind of wanted one, and we got only one female. It was a firing pin, and the rest were all males. But no superfly, no. I don't think we got a dragonfly, but they were all healthy, and we ended up selling all of those. And then the following year, we had one clutch from an Orange Dream Mojave female, and lesser Mojave male, who actually was supposed to be a female. We bought that one as a female, grew her up to breeding size, and then found out that
You
the
had an
female we bought
oversized
was a
male.
male. So
Well,
that was
1,000-gram
frustrating.
girl right here. No, that's a dude.
And my wife wanted to make some bells, but we paired that one with this Orange Dream Mojave female. Got no bells, but we did find out that the lesser Mojave was also Harlequin. One of his parents was a Harlequin Mojave, but being a blue-eyed leucistic, you can't tell that because it's all white. But that did prove out, so at least that was, some consolation. And then we held back an Orange Dream Harlequin Mojave female from that clutch. And then we've got a pastel Mojave
right into the question.
Some others from there.
So clowning around actually was asking while you were explaining it. That's why I said you're almost answering the question. What is the main genetic that you're excited to work with?
We've got a lot of. I think you can see we got a lot of lavender albino in our collection from the list that I sent you. So I want to make dreamsicles, but our female is a piebald het lavender, and she is not up to breeding size yet.
The waiting game.
So yeah, that's the most frustrating part of breeding is waiting, growing up the females. But I paired that dreamsicle male with two females. One of them is now my mind's going blank. But we can make. I think one is a het pied possible Orange Dream, so we can make some piebald het lavenders. And then the other one is just a het lavender albino. So we can make some lavender albino het pieds, which will be, better than nothing. Be better than a normal at least.
Yeah, man, that's still exciting, man. I'd still be excited about that. There.
One of the goals I'm working toward is a Pompeii. When we first found out about those are a $10,000 snake, and there's no way I can buy a $10,000 snake. But with enough
it's
time,
not that much no more.
Well, yeah, with enough time I can make one. But yeah, now the $10,000 snakes are like $3,000, which is still a lot.
Still pricey. Yeah.
But the journey is part of the experience. It's more rewarding to be able to create that and learn and take the time, put the time into it, rather than just going out and handing over a stack of cash to buy something that someone else created. But yeah, so that's kind of a longer term project because there's so many genes involved. We're also working on some Batman combinations. We've got a leopard spot nose het clown female who's also 66% double het lavender pied. So we've got some possibilities down the road there. We've got a super gravel 50% het clown male. So I'm, looking at
Everything
the
being
first
gravel.
pairing with him will be with our GHI ivory female to make some highway combos.
That'll be fun.
Um,
I actually worked the super stripe, so that's kind of cool because mine's the yellow belly specter.
yep,
Then you've got the yellow belly and gravel.
gravel.
That's kind
Yep.
of cool. I like the
And
interaction with the whole.
the other one that I'm excited about, but they're not quite ready, are the cherry bombs. So we've got
Mojave, albino Mojave.
we got a male and a female super Mojave albino. So that's an all white snake with red eyes.
Yeah, that's
Which
wild.
I imagine looks just awesome.
I tried doing them, man, and I couldn't hit one. So good luck, man.
Well,
Good luck,
you
man.
know what? I got 100% chance if the female lays eggs and they hatch, they're all going to be cherry bombs.
Nice.
There's no guesswork there.
I didn't
And
have
then
that kind of point. I was working back then.
a recent addition to our collection, we just brought in 4 snakes from Royal Constrictor Designs about a month ago, and one of those is a proven breeder Mystic Crystal. So we're going to be making some Mystic Potions and some crystals, and I'm thinking about pairing the male cherry bomb with her so that we'll get more Mystic Crystals and or
no, holler at me on
or
a
not
DM.
Mystic Crystals, more Mystic Potion. We'll get Mystic Potion and crystals that are also het albino, and then pair them back and see what the cherry bomb looks like with the special and the mystic influence.
Ooh.
So there are not many of those on Morph Market, if any at all.
And since it's a white snake, I mean, if you get the right black light, man, and it has the pattern, that'd be
with
wild.
the Mystic Potion, you get more of the purple or lavender color, and I've heard that the crystals can have like a neon green tone to them. So it'll be interesting to see what comes of that.
Oh yeah, I would definitely be interested in seeing your babies, man.
But I mean, it should be something that people like because people like the blue-eyed leucistics.
Yep.
And this will be very similar to that, but it'll at the same time it's a little bit unique.
Yeah. Thank you, Jamie. So so you're just doing this as a hobby or is this a business?
I have to think of it as an expensive hobby at this point.
Very expensive.
We've done several shows. We do the Wings, Tails, and Scales shows that are run by Emily Roberts from Snake Discovery.
Oh, okay.
So Hastings, Minnesota, they do usually like three or 4 shows per year there. And then they also do shows in Eau Claire, Wisconsin. But that's like 140 miles. We did that once, but it's not worth the drive for us.
Well, the first time I met Emily was at an NARBC event in St. Louis, man. And I swear she had more kids lined up than anything else. But I was like, oh my God, that poor lady. Because I didn't know who she was quite yet. This is when I was first getting into things. And I was just going to spectate and see what a NARBC event was all about. This was like my first year. And my daughter was like, "Oh, that's the girl I like watching on YouTube. We'll go say hi." She's like, "All right, we got to stand in line." I was like, "Holy cow, dude! You stand right here. I'll be sitting against the wall. I can't do that with my knees."
Yeah.
Yeah, but Emily draws some crowds, that's for sure.
Yeah, we went to Tinley Park in October of 2024. That was our first NARBC. And that was a good experience. And my wife wants to go back this year in October. So we got our hotel booked already. So we will be there. But we have not gone to any of the March shows and probably will not.
Yeah. Okay. So how long have you been doing this for? Like with the no. All right, hold on. We've already asked that question. Clowning around. I started reading the question like we've already
So
asked that. Karina, hello,
yeah,
Miss
we got
Karina.
our
Thanks for
first
jumping in.
ball python in 2019, and we produced our first clutch in 2023.
So you had them for quite some time, getting to
So we're going
learn.
on 7 years. Yeah,
Freaking-
it'll be 7 years this summer since we first got into it. We didn't get into it with the intention of breeding.
Yeah,
It's just that's what it turns into.
right. So how do you ID your animals? Do you have help, obviously, or do you
So
send shed tests in and they just tell
we
you what it is?
that would be great to do, but I think it's cost prohibitive.
Okay.
So my wife actually will look at all the snakes, and she'll go on like Morphpedia, World of Ball Pythons, or Morph Market, and kind of look up with the genes we're working with, and look
Yeah.
at pictures and try and pick it out. And I've watched a lot of YouTube videos, where they go over the specific morph, and they'll kind of point out the things that you look for to ID them, so we know what we're
Yeah.
looking for. And
Hey,
then
look, y'all. If you think blind folks should get free testing, go ahead and hit the like button right now.
yeah,
I mean, come on, guys. I mean, or at least discount it heavily, right?
yeah.
Get with the
Um,
American Disabilities Act, guys. They
but
might be able to
we've
do
got
that.
a couple of friends that are breeders that help us out quite a bit also. So we'll send them pictures and tell them what
That's
we're
always
working
great to
with.
have that help, right?
Kayla Duff is one. She lives in Indianapolis now. She was in Urbana, Illinois, and she's originally from Texas. But she posted a lot of the Facebook, like World of Ball Pythons or Morph ID for Dummies or whatever, those kind of Facebook groups. But she's
And I
really
was in
good at
that one for a
ID.
long time, the Morph ID for Dummies. I think I still get updates on stuff.
And then Sean L. Smith from SRS Exotics out of, I think they're out of Peoria, Illinois.
Okay.
Nice. We bought several snakes from them over the years, and I can send them a message and say, hey, this is what we've got. This is what we think it is. What's your opinion?
Hey,
So he
Mike
actually
says,
kind of helped.
Big Mike says you can always reach out to one of us. Yeah, absolutely, dude. If you have issues with trying to figure that out, holler at me.
Okay.
Holler at Mike. You'd be surprised how good his kids' eyes are. Because they got to be his eyes, right? So, yeah, for sure. We would definitely help you out anytime you need it, my guy, for sure. Let me see. Hey, guys, we're gonna go to a break real quick, and we'll be right back. So hang out.
Operation Deeds, Not Words 2 is dedicated to empowering and uplifting disabled veterans and first responders through unwavering support, meaningful resources, and real opportunities that honor their service and sacrifice. Our mission is to build a thriving, impactful organization driven by the shared vision, commitment, and accountability of our team. Because when we work together, there is no ceiling on what we can accomplish.
We are equally committed to the growth of our team members, actively encouraging them to expand their voices, followings, and businesses as essential pillars of our mission. Being part of Operation Deeds, Not Words reflects great credit upon our members, uniting communities in the Fat Man Nation. Green Line morphs under a shared purpose rooted in service, resilience, and action-driven impact. Deeds, not words.
ReptileAds.com is the modern marketplace for buying and selling reptiles, amphibians, and exotic pets. Built by Purple Turtle Technologies, we're creating the most trusted platform in the industry. Join thousands of breeders and collectors on the most trusted reptile marketplace. List your animals, connect with buyers, and grow your business with Reptile Ads. Enjoy our easy access to stores as well as a genetic calculator for your convenience. Stop by and check us out today.
All right, welcome back, everybody. Thank you for hanging out and making it through the act. Shout out to Chris Eaton and Jay from Green Line Morse. You guys are doing a hell of a job out there. Right now we're in the middle of the Deeds Not Words, and they're raising. Last year they raised like $7,200. They took to Camp Freedom. I'm a vet, so that's why it's near and dear to me, because they're helping veterans. They're going out there, they're donating this money for the t-shirts they sell. Now they got beanies it's got like the little ranger skull scroll on the top of the beanie. I love it. But it says Deeds Not Words. So you guys make sure you go check that out, man. There are people out there that think Chris is a little rough around the edges, but he's got a heart of gold. Y'all check that out. Go get your t-shirts today, or go see him at a show. Like at the end of the month, they got Gettysburg. They're gonna all be there. So make sure you go check them out. So is there a more for anything your wife likes? Because I would imagine this is basically a you and her thing now, huh?
She likes the bananas.
Okay.
She likes them all.
Yeah, that's awesome, man. When you got support like that, that makes it so much easier to do what you do. You know?
Yeah. I think the only issue with her is that she puts in 40 hours a week at a pet store, and dealing with the animals and the customers and the employees and everything, so she can get burned out and maybe enjoys it a little less when she gets home and has all these animals. But
I would
she loves
imagine
everything.
there's a little bit of burnout from time to time, huh?
Yeah, but there's a lot that I can do to lighten the load. Like we breed our own African soft fur rats. We have a separate shed that we had built a year and a half ago, and we have our 2 rodent racks out there in ARS, and then like a knockoff of a Freedom Breeder rodent rack. And I handle the feeding and watering of those, and then the snakes, I change the water dishes and have a rotation, so every water dish gets changed once a week. And I can kind of check the humidity, the moisture of the substrate and everything. So the day-to-day stuff I can keep an eye on, so that she doesn't have to feel like she's got to do everything. But it definitely takes teamwork.
Yes, it does. Absolutely, it does. So, have you ever pulled a clutch yourself? I mean, like pull mom off the eggs, or is that something the wife does?
No, when we're expecting a clutch, I have my wife check every day to see if there are eggs. And then when there are, I come in the snake room and then she'll pull the mother off of the eggs, and then I will hold the mother while she gets the eggs out, and then we get them into an egg box and set up in the incubator, and then wipe down or give the mother a bath, and then put her back in her tub, and then try and get her back on food as soon as possible.
Yeah, that's the most important part is getting.
But yeah, I mean, I can't candle the eggs, which I'm hearing more and more recently that people don't even bother candling anymore. That it's an extremely high success rate, just taking the eggs and put them in the tub.
They candle them.
Put them into the incubator without candling. And then you keep an eye on them, and if they go bad, they go bad. You pull it out.
Mm-hmm.
Otherwise you just wait the 55, 60 days, and then you got baby snakes.
Yeah. Man, the first few years I started, I was really impatient when it came to the eggs. And I tell you what, them eggs will tell you, don't be impatient, because then you'll lose stuff you didn't want to lose, and you're just like,
don't check on them every day and multiple times a day. You don't want to be opening and closing
because then you lose that precious heat.
And I'm not a fan of cutting eggs. Certainly not.
I can imagine why.
And people get excited and they want to see what's in there, but I think people can do more harm than good a lot of times by cutting too early.
Yep.
So we wait until the first one hits.
I cut early, and I was able to take an umbilical cord that was wrapped around it and saved it that time. That was my second season, dude. This scared the hell out of me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But you have to know what you're doing, because you can cut the snake or you cut the umbilical cord if you're not doing it right. And
luckily,
snakes have been hatching for millions of years on their own without people cutting the eggs.
Yeah.
So
I mean, that in this hobby or in the business, man, you're gonna have like half the hobby is one way about it, half of the other hobby is another way about it. But I just say do what makes you happy, right? What you like to do, what you feel is right, and why should anybody else's opinion matter to you?
Yeah, I just think you don't want to jump the gun on it and cut too early. So I think it's a good practice to wait until the first one pips. And then you make a slit to help the rest of them out. But there are some people that they just get too impatient and they can cut too early, and I think that can have some negative effects.
Yeah, it definitely happens. There's a lot of people that get like that, I was one of them. But like I said, the eggs will humble you quick. So if it's day 60 and they haven't cut through or anything, then I open the egg.
Yeah, I think that's a good practice.
Yeah. And I'm still waiting for a pit. I had one, but it didn't fully pit through. Like, you saw the little cuts on the egg, and I was like, oh, that's cool. He's gonna pit. Like, days went by, and I'm like, is he alive? I was like, you know what? I'm gonna cut the egg. It is day 60 already. I cut the egg open. He's just sitting there like, hi. I'm like, what are you doing? Come out.
So I've got a question for you. I looked on your Morph Market page, and it only showed 2 snakes in your collection that were like a triple het or possible quad het.
Oh, yeah.
Lavender snows, or what are you working on?
So that man, I forgot I had those on there. Yeah, so I got two lab albino girls from Tyler from Tyler's Toxic Balls actually. This was a while ago, a long while ago. And yeah, so I had a male that was a quad het for all the stuff the girls were, the VPI Xantic, Pied, G Strike. So, and the girls were visual labs. So I was like, well, at the worst, I get half the clutches lavender albino. But I was trying to swing for the fences, man. That was never producing anything but maybe a couple of normals and some hets. And I was just like, you know
Yeah.
what? I'm done with this project. So I got rid of them girls. I forgot that was on my morph market.
Well, that's one lesson that I kind of learned before we got in too deep is we're not going to try het-to-het pairings, especially with the market doing what it's done and prices plummeting over the past several years.
But you understand why they went down so much, right? So part of it's the economy, and then part of it is all those guys that came out and everybody had an inchy on the market, and it was like,
Yeah,
dude, why do I pay $70 for your inchy when this guy's got one for $5?
part of it is everybody's breeding and producing more and more and having more byproduct.
New
And
Zealand is in the house. Holy hell.
there's
Thanks, mate.
45,000 ball pythons on Morph Market is a big part of it.
Yep.
So
Yep.
I try to do a visual to a het at the minimum. And also, I try having multiple incomplete dominant traits. So we're not producing,
Yeah.
normals or hets, and certainly not possible hets. Sometimes there's no way around it. You've got a pairing, that you really want to make, but both of the snakes are het for something.
Mhm.
So you take your chance. And in those cases, it can be worth paying, for the genetic testing to see if it's got 3 or more incomplete dominant traits, then it's worth testing to see if it's got clown or pied or desert ghost or whatever you're
Oh, I
looking
saw
at.
your list earlier. You had a few DGs on there, man. That's one of my genes I like playing with, is that DG. Also,
Yeah,
we have a homie. Make sure you go subscribe, Benji. Benji Bang Bang Pain in New Zealand. We got a New Zealand homie. It's the only place on earth with no snakes. Can we change that?
what about Ireland? I thought Ireland didn't have any snakes.
Ooh, Ireland might not have snakes too because it's just on that island. It's just an island, a wee island in the middle of the ocean. Man, I hope Mike gets here. We're gonna take another break here soon, and because I know Mike's got a lot of great questions that I can't think of because I'm not blind. So we'll be right back. Go ahead and go get your drinks or whatever and get ready. We'll be right back.
Introducing the Python Portal, a ball python breeder who works on snow and true ghost combos as well as the tiger gene.
We also offer many unique custom 3D printed accessories, as well as custom merch, so don't forget to stop by and check us out.
challenges as someone who can't visually see what they're doing. Um, you know, why don't you talk about that for a little bit for us?
I don't think I caught the beginning, but I think one of the biggest challenges for me personally is vending at a show, because I can't see when the customers are like right in front of our table to like initiate a conversation. And
They probably think you're looking right at them and not saying nothing, right?
yeah, so I don't know, I can stand there with sunglasses on and my white cane
And they
give
still
them
don't realize. Yeah.
but not everybody knows what the white cane is. And unless we change our name to Blind Guy Ball Pythons, they're gonna have to.
My God, ball pythons.
They're gonna have to, take some clues. I mean, I guess I could get a name tag that says I'm blind or whatever, but just that, and you almost need a 3-person table, because you're at a show that's running 6, 7, 8 hours, however long it goes from setup until the end. And if I need to take a bathroom break, I need my wife to guide me to the restroom and back to the table. And we can't leave the table unattended. And if my wife needs to use the restroom, or if she just wants to go around and look at the other tables to see what other people have, I can't effectively keep an eye on our table, because somebody can, walk up and swipe something right out from under me, and I wouldn't know. So that's definitely challenging.
That's got to be the hugest challenge you face.
Yeah.
That's the way you describe everything, man. Like, wow, that's tough.
So
Especially
if
when
somebody's
people aren't
interested,
recognizing the cane and the glasses, and they're just like, and then people are trying to take things from you while you're not looking.
well, we haven't had that happen, but at the shows that we've vended at, there have been thefts.
Yeah.
So it's not
It's
that it never
unfortunate,
could
man,
happen.
and it shouldn't happen anywhere, but I have a
It
feeling it happens
shouldn't.
at every show.
But it has happened to people who can see. So I don't feel particularly comfortable with that aspect. We do have an ARS display case that's lockable for our hatchlings, but when they outgrow that, then they got to be in a deli cup, or we've got these clear acrylic containers about the size of a shoebox.
You could do the ARS has towers for adults too. It holds like 5 adults.
Yeah, that sounds
in a clear
expensive.
tower.
Yeah, it
What's
is.
Yeah, it is expensive for sure. I've had mine for like 4 years, and finally one of the doors broke off, so I have to figure out how I'm gonna fix that. Welcome to the show, Mike. We appreciate
Hey,
you
what's
coming
up?
in. I know you were out there helping the Easter Bunny all day, dude. We appreciate what you're doing for the Easter Bunny out there,
Yeah,
man.
it took me a little bit. Normally it takes about 20 minutes to get home with traffic and everything, leaving the mall. But yeah, I appreciate you, Eric, coming on the show, and like I said in the chat earlier, if you ever need help ID and stuff, just let us know. Send us picture or whatever. I know it's been a while since you've been in Tinley. There's a guy down there that does the acrylic displays with the locking everything, and they're about $350 each. And also, I know a guy in Kentucky, Paragon Exotics, Jim and Amber, and theirs are $350 also with the locking. They have the 3, the 4, and the 5 setups, real good quality too. So you're saving right around $200 per display. I don't get any money or anything like that, but
yeah, if we get to the point where we're producing and selling more, and we need to add displays, then I'll look into that.
Some people want to stay with the same displays where everything looks the same and stuff like that. And
So I've heard really good things about next level displays because they've got the heat and thermostat and lighting and everything built in. But that can be a big investment also.
Yeah. Also, I didn't mean to cut you off or anything, but a lot of times you can look on Marketplace and find those used where people bought them and, getting out of the hobby. And a lot of people spend all this money. Hey, I need to get everything, brand new and everything top of the line. Like there's a lady up here by me about an hour and 10 minutes away. She has two of those. They're orange displays, with the lights, the all-in-ones, and she's only asking $1,100 for both of them.
Okay.
So, but yeah, like
I
I
don't
said,
know
you
what
can always.
Harbin's uses, but I know their color is orange.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
they use
orange.
ARS. But yeah, I mean, there's there's different options. I always check Marketplace and get into local reptile groups and check there too. So yeah,
we use ARS racks, and the first one we got was just 4 levels of a 70-30 hybrid,
mm-hmm.
and I found that on Craigslist. And then the second one we ordered a full rack, had it shipped from ARS. That was part 70-30, part 55-40.
There you go.
But then a local breeder, or semi-local, he's like 90 miles from us, he was getting out of ball pythons, so I ended up buying a used rack from him that was a full, it was mostly 70-30, and then it had 2 levels of 55-40.
Yeah, it's always good to get those.
That's definitely a way to save money. And then, since then I've seen more racks, like a year old ARS 70-30 hybrid.
Mm-hmm.
You got some parakeets or something going off in the background, Eric?
Yeah, I do. Yeah, that's my co-host. I didn't mention him to you when I was listing our menagerie. I think that was probably before the show started, but we've got a parakeet and we've also got a green cheek conure. The conure is not in here. The parakeet is an honorary reptile.
There you go.
Reptile room.
Yeah, I had a big blue and gold macaw for about 10 years. So he was my buddy. But yeah, you were talking about like at shows where you had to have, assistants and stuff like that. And yeah, I do too. A lot of times I'll take my wife and my daughter, or I'll snag one of the other, vendors that we know. I'm like, hey, can you help us out? And
yeah, it would be real nice to have a third person who's comfortable holding down the table, or just to go around, because I'd like to see what other people have available also.
Yeah, for sure. Especially like when you first get there and everybody's set up, and
that's something that I can't do on my own. I can't just have my wife watch the table while I go around because I can't see what's on the table. I can send her around and look and kind of report back to me, but that's not very efficient either.
No, we're more of like a person that wants to ask questions right there, and and because my wife's like, oh, this one person had that one over there. I was like, did you see how much it was? No. You may go back. No, it's all right. It's okay.
So what I tell my wife to do is just to take a picture, and then it'll show the price, and it should show the morph and everything.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And then she can come back to the table and go through it. I just see who has it, which vendor it is, and then what it is. So morph, gender, price, and then
I don't know if you guys covered this in the beginning of the show or not. My phone was cutting in and out, but with the 70 animals that you do have, are you doing more like a mid-level, like a hobbyist, or like a first-time purchaser animals, for people? Or are you into?
We're definitely not high-end. We're not into monsoon or sunset or anything like that. I'd like to get into scrambler, and I missed an opportunity, or missed a couple of opportunities there over the past year, where just money's kind of tight, and I have to be careful with what I allocate.
Yeah, I understand. Yeah.
But we got some nicer stuff, like the cherry bomb and dreamsicle
Hey,
stuff.
speaking of the cherry bombs, man, I gotta see it. Would you mind
All
showing
right.
us? Dude,
Yeah.
he's
So,
got cherry bombs, bro.
Yeah, I have a quick question after you show that one.
Yep. Well, why don't you ask the question? We'll go to our last break. And
Okay.
when we come back, he'll have the snake and the answer for your question.
All right. With the animals that you do have, with the 70 reptile or 70 snakes that you do have you thought about selling like the one gene with a head, or maybe two genes, the codoms with the head, to take that money and put towards like some scrambler stuff? That way you're not like penny pinching, like kind of like me to like penny pinching to like worry about getting it like next year, stuff like that. You ever thought about downsizing a little bit of some animals that you do have to purchase those animals?
Not really downsizing, but with the offspring, with what we make, and what we sell, that I will reinvest and kind of budget for adding in something new.
Yeah.
All right. We'll finish that answer after these words.
The United States Association of Reptile Keepers is a science, education, and conservation-based advocacy for the responsible private ownership of and trade in reptiles and amphibians. We endorse caging standards, sound husbandry, escape prevention protocols, and an integrated approach to vital conservation issues. Our goal is to facilitate cooperation between government agencies, the scientific community, and the private sector in order to produce policy proposals that will effectively address important husbandry and conservation issues. The health of these animals, public safety, and maintaining ecological integrity are our primary concerns.
Welcome back, y'all. And without further ado, Eric.
And don't forget, Reptile Ads is free till May 1st. So if you sign up with Reptile Ads,
I like Reptile Ads, man. I like it a lot.
Okay, Sean.
Yes, sir.
I got 2 cherry bombs. That's what you wanted to see, right?
Yes, sir.
Did you have access to the spreadsheet that I sent you?
Yes, sir.
So I need a location on either Yoshino, he's at the bottom of the list of males, or Lady Bing in the females. And a number and a letter, and then I can grab that and pull it out.
Like with my holdbacks, I like hold back like the animal has a couple of genes, like, and then.
All right. So, 34 Yoshino, Super Mojave Albino Cherry Bomb male, 820. That's the one you got from Royal Constrictor Designs.
So
is that what you needed?
There should be a column that's location.
Okay.
Like on the right side of the spreadsheet, a letter and a number.
D2.
A through J, and then 1 through 9.
That would be. The very last box you have here is Delta 2. Is that the location you were looking for?
D2. All right.
Yes, sir.
That's pretty interesting. We'll talk why he's grabbing that. That's pretty awesome. Like, he has his spreadsheet because he has a lot more animals than me. Like, I'm trying to remember those, but that's awesome how he has his spreadsheet.
Yeah, dude. Like, I might even do that, man. He's got all his tubs numbered and whatnot.
Yeah.
So what, do you have braille on the tubs, or how do you know where D2 is at, sir? I mean, you probably
I,
been doing it for
I
a
learned
while.
my alphabet and my numbers in elementary school.
It kind
So-
of reminds me of Battleship A7.
You
You know,
hit
kind
my
of like,
shit.
yeah,
So I
kind of
got-
like A.
With the ARS racks, we've got 3 side by side. So I've got 10 columns, and 2 of the racks are 9 levels high, and then the one is just 6 levels high. So I just started at the left side, lettered the columns. As of now, I just lettered them in my head, but A through J, and then starting at the top, started at number 1.
Yep,
You know,
and work down to
counted.
10.
So 1 through 6 and 1 through 9.
There you go.
So this
That's
guy
awesome.
is the second tub from the top in the 4th column.
Nice.
But let me know if you can
Let's
see
look
them
forward
or if
to
I
it.
need to.
Lift
move
him up a
them
little
around.
more, sir. I'm gonna put you on the solo layout.
Now, do you breed your own rodents?
We do. We've got a standalone shed behind our garage that we just had built a year and a half ago. It's a 10 by 20, 2x4 construction, fully insulated, and we've got an ARS rodent breeding rack.
There you go. Okay.
So it's 35 maternity tubs and 3 grow out tubs. And then we've got another that's a knockoff of a Freedom Breeder grow out tub, but a grow out rack, but we're only using 1 or 2 of those tubs right now. But we feed live and we feed just ASFs.
Oh, there you go. Okay.
Yep. So, all right, go ahead, Eric, and bring it up. There you go. And now, if you want to angle your fingertips down towards like 5, yeah, right there. Now come up. Right there. Now, no, that's a really nice animal, man. I wish I could
Now,
see it.
for those that don't know, the cherry bomb is what genes? Could you?
Super Mojave albino, right?
Oh, sorry. Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's Super Mojave albino.
Dude, that's so
Sorry, Sean.
nice, bro.
You mentioned that. I just thought about it.
So
It's
we've
all
got a
good,
male
dude.
and a female. So when they're ready to breed, any eggs that they produce, 100% will be cherry bombs.
Wow.
And we also have VPI snow, which is VPI, Azanthic, and albino, which is also a white snake with red eyes.
Yeah. That's a beautiful animal, Eric. Thank you.
Thank
Thank you
you.
very much, man. That's
So we'll put him
Man.
away.
a little jelly. It makes me want to go find a Super Mojave albino again. How was the while he's doing that? How was the day, Mike?
Pretty busy. We were pretty
Yeah,
pretty
I can
busy.
imagine.
Yep. Being the first weekend, and
You know, helping that Easter bunny out, man. That's serious work right there, sir. Serious work. Not
I don't
too
know
many
what all
people
you
get to
guys
work with the Easter
had
bunny,
covered
right?
question wise.
Go ahead. I know you got a ton of questions, Mike. Just fire away, and I'll stop you if we've already talked
I'm
about
not
it.
sure. I'm still trying to think of
What up, Macko? Yeah, man. No, you're good.
Do you
dude.
do you use cocoa, or what type of bedding do you use up there?
So we are primarily using Reptichip. So it
Reptichip.
is
Okay.
cocoa husk. We have used cypress mulch if we run out of the Reptichip and
Okay.
our supplier is not going to be in the area because some of the local shows have been canceled, or the vendor we get it from has decided not to appear at that show. They have a conflict, or another bigger show
Mhm.
immediately, the week before, the week after. But we've had good success with both.
This is a weird question for both me and you. And I know they can't cater to us, but if you had your own display and you could create your display, like for your animals and your snakes, and what would you like to see on the display for like people like me and you that they're visually impaired? 'Cause I know there just can't be just me and you out there. I know there's another guy. He recently retired out in Cleveland, Ohio, Doug Matusak. But there's got to be others out there, just besides me and you. Just kind of throw some ideas together.
Like for a display at a show?
Yeah, say if you're selling and you were talking about how like you can't walk away because deli cups might walk off. What kind of stuff would you like to see? Like if you could personalize your displays, what would you like to have on them, and so so forth.
I mean, if I, as a customer, I want as much information about the animal as possible. Obviously the gender, the morphs, any possible hatch date, what they're eating, if if they're on frozen thawed or live.
Hey, I'm just going to throw this out there, but I think it would be an amazing idea for blind folks if they could make displays that have audio sounds. So the customer will push the button where the snake is, and it'll say snake, and it'll give your animal number, and then it'll say was hatched on parents were blah 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 blah. You know what I mean? And then you can be like, oh yeah, I know that one. Here, check this out. And you take it out, and you know exactly where it's at because the audio, right? I mean, kind of helps you out.
There's something similar to that, I think, with QR codes, where someone like Mike or myself with an iPhone can maybe scan the QR code and it'll bring us to a web page that has that information, and
but that's only if somebody tells you there's a QR code to scan, though, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
As far as selling, I would like, a lockable display, maybe like you guys were talking about with a tower for adults, or something that somebody's not going to be able to walk away with.
I didn't go to Chinley this year, obviously, but every time I do, there is a breeder there that has like 5 or 6 tables. I can't remember the guy's name, but I remember his tables for one reason and one reason only. He uses what looks like that old fishing net you'd see at a pier above his entire displays. And so things can't move through the net. You get what I'm saying?
Oh, yeah.
So there's things that could be done.
I think I've seen that table when we were there in 2024. And that is a good idea because the people have to do some work.
Sorry, guys, we're not trying to rip your all thing off.
They're going to look suspicious.
Yeah. Like where the keyhole goes, I'd like to have like where you could slide it so you don't like leave fingerprints all over it. To have like a little indention. If I was to create displays, I would have that on there to, slide it in and out, or kind of like something beep. Say if you're there by yourself, and I know this is crazy, but like have something that maybe beeps a little bit if it opens, or you can like turn something off on the back. I mean, I have lots of ideas with everything, but so I know I'd like to have it.
One thing I've considered is spider wrap. I don't know if you know what that is, for like electronics at a department store.
Oh yeah.
They've got the device that's got a flashing red light, and it'll beep, or it'll be an alarm if somebody tries to tamper with it, or if they walk out the door with it.
Yeah.
But for some of our snakes, if they outgrow the ARS hatchling display, we'll put them in a clear acrylic container with a lid. And if I had the spider wrap on there, I could tighten that down and lock it so the snake can't get out on its own, and nobody can get the snake out of it.
Yeah.
So it's a little more secure. I can't really set it up so it alarms if they
there is
a table, but it wouldn't obstruct the view of the snake too much through the acrylic. but it would still have another layer of security where I'm not as worried
Hey,
about.
what about what
I
about
believe there's
they use for windows and doors, man? If the magnet breaks contact, it sounds the alarm, right? So when it slides and goes past that magnet, then it'll automatically sound that alarm.
Yeah, we could maybe do something like that with these acrylic
Yeah, and you
display
can get them real
boxes.
small, real small.
I believe there's a company that makes acrylic stands for the deli cups. I wouldn't
Yep,
swear to it, but it has like a lid over top to hold them in. I'm not sure on the lid
yeah,
part.
I've heard of that.
Okay.
What do y'all think, man? Hey, homies, let these guys know what y'all would do to keep people from yanking stuff off your table, man. I mean, these guys are already handicapped with one hand behind their back because they can't see.
Yeah, because you always want to go to a show, expecting. I mean, you just never know. I mean,
Everybody to be
anything could
cool
happen
and
at any time, and
yeah.
you just don't want to stand on guard and be like, hey, they're going to take that. You just gotta, put trust. I mean, there's still a few good people out there, but you just never know. There's always one somewhere, anywhere, at any time that could, like with my sunset stuff, I put them in the next level. I only have two of them, like a 2 set. I don't have like the 3 tier, but I have those locked up. So
I might just put our if we have any hets or normals, I might just put those out toward the front of the table unattended, and I wouldn't feel so bad if somebody walks away. Some of those are harder to move.
Yeah, I mean, there's been some people went to Tinley and put one on, like have one and they'll put one on top of the other one and just kind of walk off like nothing happened. I mean, that's how they do it at the shows.
You could put some highly trained dogs in front of your table.
So, but yeah, I've been thinking for quite a while, for about 6 months to a year now, to try to kind of figure out like what displays, if I could try to design some to make them look normal, and have different options for people like us, or
Well, I like printed labels that it's like typed out and not handwritten.
Yeah,
because then we can use our phone with an app like Seeing AI or SuperSense and use the camera on the phone to read out the text, and then we don't have to ask the breeder or vendor who's busy trying to deal with multiple customers. What's this one? What's this one? If it's got a clearly printed label, we take our phone out, we scan it, and then we can see what they've got available and what the pricing is and everything, and then like conversation.
Like I say, with the displays I was thinking about like designing, is having like even where somebody could slide like a piece of paper like in the front, that way they can tell what animals is in there. If you sell that animal, you just pull it out and put a different card in there, because some people put stickers, because some of these displays, like with the next level, you can put stuff on it, but sometimes it's hard to get off and you don't want to scratch the acrylic.
So we've got
with the ARS that has the glass.
We've got clear plastic sleeves that are business card sized, and then you can just write on the business card what it is, or print a label and stick the label to a paper card and put that in that clear plastic envelope. And then, like you said, if you sell that animal, you pull that card out, you give it to the customer, so it's got all that information for them, and then you just put a different animal in that spot in the case and a new card, and you're ready to go.
Yeah, because I know with technology, not everything is accessible for visually impaired people and or deaf people. But like with the Husbandry Pro and the Reptile Ads, with the QR stuff, you can easily just print it out, and it'll have everything on it. So instead of like writing it out or typing it, you could just
that's right.
QR, and like everything goes on the list. When you enter it in, what takes the amount of time is entering it in initially, Then after that, it's like a breeze to use. So I mean, there's some hiccups with everything, even JAWS, that we use, and you use the MacBook. There's always stuff that we just had to try to figure out how to work around. But I think with the QR stuff would be so much easier to like print out. That way they can just scan it and pull it up, and if they have any questions like feeding, you just scan it as you're feeding the tub, and boom, and throwing it in there. And it sounds so much easier, but
yeah, there's definitely a lot of advantages to apps like that.
yeah,
It's just, I think it's a bit cost prohibitive for people who are on a hobby level, maybe, or are getting a bigger collection where they don't qualify for the free subscription or the free level account. That that's not going to cover their needs, but they're not producing and selling enough to justify the price of the monthly subscription. And that's kind of where we're at right now.
Yeah, that's understandable. Yep.
Definitely. So, Mike, you got any more questions for this man tonight?
I appreciate you coming on, Eric. Sorry, when we were at 8 o'clock, we were supposed to get, normally it was 7 this season, but they changed the time to 8. So for the next like 3 or 4 weeks is and get off to 8 o'clock. But yeah, we'll definitely have to get you back on, or even on the Big Homies Corner, and talk about some other stuff that you're gonna be producing. Because I would like to get a hold, buy some of the Super Mojave Albino stuff from you, because I know that stuff sells here in the local shows.
So we're not going to be producing that yet this year because the female's not up to size just yet.
Yeah.
But 2027, hopefully.
Yeah.
Okay. I know you had been planning on being at Tinley this weekend, but with your car troubles, I think you.
I didn't get to go.
Are you planning on being there in October? My wife and I are going to be there in October.
I'm definitely planning.
I'm going to do what I can to get to Tinley in October.
Okay.
So, like I said, we were planning on, this weekend, but, I was, taking off work, but like I said, the car went out, and, $5,100 later, and, the loan and everything like that. And, I couldn't, so.
We'll keep in touch. Money be paying good for help.
Yeah, definitely in October, we could meet up and hang out and stuff. So
yeah, we're gonna get the VIP passes again.
That's what I get.
We go there early before it opens to the public, and it's worth it for us. It's otherwise it gets too crowded and too loud.
Yeah, and you have go ahead. Sorry, I was going to say something else.
But yeah, you get there early, and then it's easier to walk around and see all the different tables and talk to the vendors and stuff. So
yeah, because
if you guys are there, maybe we can hook up.
That'd be awesome.
Meet in person.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, it's good to always meet different people, even breeders, or just people doing podcasts, or anything like that, to hang out and
Are you done?
Yeah, sorry.
I wasn't sure if you were done with your thought or not.
It's been a long 5 days. Sorry.
Yeah, you're fine, man. Well, guys, we're gonna call it a night, and we really appreciate you, Eric, coming on. We're gonna send you backstage if you don't mind hanging out.
All right.
Me and Mike probably have a ton more to ask you behind stage, man. So with that said, we appreciate y'all coming by and checking us out tonight. Eric, we appreciate you having been on the show with us
we
tonight.
appreciate you as always.
Yeah, thanks for having me.
Thank you.
If anybody has any questions for Eric, just drop them down in the chat if you're coming in late, or replay hashtag replay homies, and just put.
And I do respond to all the comments, every last one of them. I'll give you a heart, a thumbs up, and I'll even comment back to you. So if you guys have any questions, like Mike said, don't be afraid to ask. Come on through.
And don't forget when. Oh, sorry, Sean. Go ahead.
Go ahead, Mike. I was just
I was
going
going to say, don't forget when we hit this end button, go over there and check out Chris Eaton. He's got Mickey from Show Me over there, so I'm going to head over there right after I head off of here. So I got some questions.
That's cool.
So, just
That's
a few
cool.
questions.
You guys go check out Chris because he's Chris, guys.
Yeah, it's our sponsor.
We love
Yeah,
y'all,
Chris.
especially Chris. With that, we're out of here, guys. Have a good night.